DJ Quik did an interview, and I think it was Talib Kweli asked him about the All Eyez on Me leak situation that you had let people know about, because I don't think a lot of people know about it. But did you see, or did you hear DJ Quik's side of that story? And if so, does that?
Yeah, a lot of y'all missing what Quik said. Everybody's like, ooh, Quik almost got shot. He didn't almost get shot or the gun got pointed at him at death row. It wasn't by no death row affiliates. I tell y'all comprehension, boy, I'm concerned. Concerned about a lot of y'all comprehension. Because I love how all my stories come to truth. I love how everybody just eventually, I done told you about the story with Nate Dogg getting his teeth knocked out, then the gun play, and Warren G running, and the stories just come to be true. Jewel and the KLC, people just speak on it. And, you know, rest in peace, Jewel. Love that sister. But all my stories come to light when y'all be calling me lies. But on the DJ Quik stories, as I told the story, only thing I got wrong on the story, I was saying Don Zelli, which is a straight G, a cool nigga. I kept saying he was from Hollywood, Paru. For some reason, I don't know why I put Don Zelli over in Hollywood. He must have lived over there. I gotta find out. At one time, when he got a girlfriend or something, he moved over there. Because usually when I speak on stuff like that, it's a reason. Nigga got some connections with Hollywood. But he's from Fruitown, as I've been corrected, and I retracted and apologized for, because I said the wrong game. But everything else I told was true. Quik told it, word for word. He even told y'all the name of the shop, the stereo shop, Earthquakes. That's Melvin and Big Spanky's shop. That was over on actually Washington and Alondra, but people that don't live in the area would know Atlantic and Alondra. Quik tell it word for word, but y'all misunderstanding what Quik said. And maybe I'll pause and let the story play if we can.
Yeah.
I almost got killed over Tupac bootleg. I had a machine gun put in my face.
Man.
But I was still defending him. I'm like, fuck it, do what you got. I just manned up, do what you got to do. This is what we say, handle your business. I can't run. This motherfucker got 30 shots in it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just man up and take this shit to you. Ain't going to shoot me in my back. Handle your handles, bruh. You know, but it was in my car, and my security at the time, you know, used my car. And, you know, he's a hood nigga, you know what I mean? And he took my car and took the CD out and let his homeboys hear it. Let me get a copy of that. Cool. You know, but I was fancy because back then, everybody didn't have CD burners. Them shits used to cost $5,000. So I'm in the studio proofreading and listening to these mixes, making sure that they sound good. And I would give Suge a CD or Pac a CD, like, you know. It was like I was a little pressing plant in that hole. That was before it was popular. The CD got up, you know, it ended up in the neighborhood at Earthquake Sounds, you know, car shop or whatever. And dudes up there called Suge, was like, hey man, you know, the niggas up here playing the new Tupac shit y'all in there working on. He's like, what? What? So I get a call, hey man, come up to the office. And I already know them death row meetings. When they call you random, like 420, hey, fight traffic, get up here. I'm like, oh, this is finna be some bullshit. I already know. So we get up there and we confront it. And then a fight started in the fucking death row. It was scrapping and shit, right? So after the fight was done, my dumb ass, I'm like, man, we just got accused of something we didn't do. I'm like, what did you do, man? He's like, man, I'm like, who did you give the seat? Man, it's this guy, right? So we go over to this guy's house. I'm like, man, let me, you know, I'm sitting up there. I'm mad because, you know, niggas is like, you know, we just got into fisticuffs about this shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I never shared this story before, you know, because this shit might get me into another fight. But at this point, I don't care. I'm like, you know, this guy did it. So he's talking to us. He came down the street. He's talking to me and Donnell and shit, you know, about the tape. Yeah, he didn't do it, yada, yada, yada. Somebody else did it. So me and my infinite wisdom, I take off on him. Like, I'm you know, it's some bullshit. I got to fight somebody because we just got into a fight over here. You don't know what just happened. So I fight the dude. And he dropped his Hennessy, and I think he was more mad that he dropped his Hennessy than you know, me actually swinging on him or whatever. So he told his homeboy, he said, man, blast this motherfucker. And my man just pulled out a check. I just cold. Like, oh, I'm dead over this dumbass Tupac tape. right? So my man didn't shoot me. My security got the gun from him. Was like, y'all just go head up. So I'm fighting with this guy. You know, then I end up fighting with the other guy, and the other guy kicked me all in the head and shit. I'm on the ground getting stomped and shit. I get up and I'm still fighting this guy, and it's like, man, I can't fight, bro. Help me fight these motherfuckers. Why you got me out here fighting two people? You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and then we had to go to a party that night still, like a Whispers party that Death Row was throwing. So we end up at the Whispers party and shit. Niggas like, wow. You know what I'm saying, man? Boo, wham. You all right? You all right? Yeah, we cool. We cool. You know what I'm saying? He was like, no, y'all not cool. Y'all need to go to the house. No, we cool. Fuck it. It's charged to the game. But it was supposedly the guy that did it. I ended up making amends with him. I went and hung out with him a couple of years ago and apologized, you know, because I shouldn't have did that. But, you know, it was, you know, Death Row was the single most dangerous record company in the world. But if you had on the chain, nothing ever happened to you. It's like an amulet.
Check it out. He was trying to tell y'all that he went back to the neighborhood and gunplay almost existed behind that. Because the dude, Donzelli and Quik checked the dude that took the car from Donzelli and took it up to the shop. And it got stolen. They were checking that dude, and that dude, you know, was like, nigga, fuck you, you know, and pulled the gun out. It didn't happen at Death Row offices, y'all. It had nothing to do with any mob or looters do. That was straight Fruit Town, Paru, treetop business. Nothing to do with any of the dudes around Death Row. So when y'all listen to stories and hear stories, kind of examine them the whole way. I know a lot of times when I be on YouTube, I get distracted. But if you're going to comment in the comment section about it, make sure you paid attention to the story, because it really shows your comprehension level to be kind of low. Very low. But yeah, I saw that story and was glad to see Quik put it out there. And the story is accurate as it stands. He just went in more detail with his story.
Okay. Can you tell me what your thoughts are on, well, first Mutah said it, but Jay Prince kind of agreed that if he had got Tupac out, he wouldn't have allowed Tupac to get involved in that fight in Vegas and that he would still be alive today. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So you're talking to a man of faith. I believe that God knew when Tupac was born that he was going to die September the 13th, 1996. I believe from the Bible that I read and subscribe to that our dates are already written down. And the only way we can shorten those days is by being disobedient or assaulting our parents, and then we get days taken away. I'm not quoting the scripture word for word, but that's what the scripture means. So I believe that Pac was going to die no matter what. It may not be in that way. I don't get that deep into the scripture to know. Some of y'all probably do, and y'all will tell us in the comment section. But I believe Pac's date of destiny was that particular day to die. No matter where he was at, if he was in prison still, if it was in Vegas, if it was in Texas, in Houston, Texas, at Rap-A-Lot, I believe that. But yeah, Jay Prince wasn't probably moving like that in Vegas because they didn't have that gang-style mentality. The Crips and Bloods and all of that connected to them. But they have drama going around there. I done heard my boy at Rap-A-Lot getting beat up there, Yuck Mouth and him, and that dude that played in Tyrese, the one that played in Minister Society, when they were up there fighting and having issues and getting beat up and jumped. So they had issues up there at Rap-A-Lot. So everywhere have some issues. Big Y and them had issues. Shit, 50 of them that had issues. Every record label had issues. Anytime you have gutter niggas around you, you're gonna have some issues. And that's what happened. So Mutau being a man of faith, I don't know what their belief is. I'd love to debate and talk to him about that. But I get where they're going to saying it wouldn't have happened that way. He wouldn't have died in some gangbanging shit. But Pac was going to die on that day from the Bible and the God that I serve. But Pac was a grown man. Pac, by all accounts, everybody forget, was a firecracker. With death row, without death row, prior to being on death row. This is a man that shot at 2 white men. We keep wanting to say 2 cops. He didn't know they were cops. It wasn't like they was in police uniforms or anything like that. I don't give a fuck. They were 2 men that was beating up on a black man, 2 white men beating up on a black man, and he intervened and did what he felt he had to do. That's a G in my book. Now, the icing on the cake and make it sound better, thank God they were crooked cops that did something illegal, because that's why he wasn't doing more time, because if they were just regular citizens, or if that gun wasn't stolen, who knows how it would have turned out. But yeah, you know, the incident at the fairground or Marine City, Pac was with it, and everybody want to put a halo around his head. I don't put a halo around his head. Call a baller, strike, strike. He was with it. He don't want a halo around his head. His mama, which my mama would do, would want to put a halo around my head and say, oh, Reggie was this. You niggas know I ain't no motherfucking saint or no angel. And Pac wasn't either.